because we're talking context. Context. Now, we're talking early 15th century, same time, right? Composition, a chronicle, right? Don't you got part of your histories is the Chronicles, right? First and Second Kings, First and Second Chronicles, right? You got the entire text of a writing, okay? From Latin contextus, joining together. Originally past participle of contexere, to weave together, right? From an assimilated form of con, you got that, and texere, to weave, to make, right? From pi root, text, right? What you do all day on your phone, you text, right? What are you doing? You're weaving, right? You're fabricating, okay? Meaning the parts of writing or discourse, right, which precedes or follow and are directly connected with some other part referred to or quoted, is from 1560s. Okay, all right, that is the context. So let's dig on it from the pie. Let's get right to it. Pie. All right. Okay, now, pie meaning to weave, also to fabricate, especially with an axe. Okay, that's important, and we're gonna see why. Alrighty. Also, to make wicker or wattle fabric for mud-covered, right, house walls. Okay, and there's a lot of drop just in that statement. It forms all over part of what? Architect, right? In the Matrix, Neo had to go see what? The architect, right? The old white dude, right? You know, Solomon the builder, he's the architect, right? You even get it in the, you know, Egyptian, you know, was Tutmosis or was it Cheops? No, it isn't Cheops. It's I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, context, and then you got Dashmund. And then you got Polytechnic, Pretext, Pooh Sandwich City, Pooh Sandwich Alert. We got subtle, right? Technical, technology, tectonic, textile, tiller. You're supposed to till the land, right? Now, what do you mean? That's a noun. Bar, to turn the rudder of a boat, okay? And a bar, to turn the rudder of the boat. So when you are tilling the land, right? Because remember, your hijack deals with a lot of maritime law. When you take that bar and you turn the rudder of the boat, you can control the direction of the ship. So, you know, it just depends on what ship we're talking about, right? Talking about the tissue, right? Or what? The toil. You must toil, right? A noun, which is what? A net or snare. You must net. You must toil. You must snare. You must toil, right? You starting to see it? You see this pattern when you start to realize a lot of these words don't mean what you think they mean, but also at the same time, when you know the code, they mean more than what you think they mean. And they mean more because you have the proper content with the right context. Okay? You get the what? See clearly. Okay? Now, get back to my notes. Now, if you notice, so the text is what? The text is the seed of a woman, right? That's Miriam, not Mary. We're talking about the logos, right? Joshua, not Jesus, right? Nor Enoch. Let me say it again. The logos is Joshua, the seed of a woman. Okay? It is the mason or the what? Son. Okay? The logos is the voice of God, which is the Metatron, right? But which one? Because when you dig on it, there's two Metatrons. Now, why is that important? Because again, we're only talking Platonic solids. this actually keeps going, and it goes all the way up to the final stage, which is the Metatron. Okay, let's see here. Where was I? Okay, and then the text is the spell. You understand that? You can't talk logos though without talking philo, and that's 100. Because philology is all about the logos. And when we first started this investigation, so long ago, a lot of high strangeness in which we've now better understand now and crystallized with parallel timeline history, started researching dragons, the search for Prester John, exactly how much philo plays in the background. Okay? And even when you dig on it, philo is kind of trippy because philo was actually one of our, or at least one of my first earlier candidates for in the search of Prester John, because a lot of things lined up, with this, and it's still true now as we investigate with these Hebrew, what do they call it? They call them Hellenistic Jews, or Jewish Christians, or these people who want to give you all this Hamashiach, all this poo sandwich stuff, man, because they always want to inject some poo sauce, the hijack poo sauce, and I don't mean to be rude. I'm just, I just got to be blunt about it though. At the same time, I'm not mad at how you trying to, how you trying to spiral. You know what I'm saying? How you spiral is how you spiral. Cause I try to do Psalms 1, man. I'm just here to give you the drop, and it's up to you to be righteous. That ain't my road to make you righteous. If that makes sense. Excuse me. I'm just trying not to bear no false witness. All right. So, but we're talking text. We are talking text, right? We are talking text to weave, to fabricate. Subtle. Go back and read who was subtle, right? So when you're talking about when you're talking about the beast was subtle, he did what? He used text to what? Fabricate. And this is a lot of reason why, because even when you digging on the hijack, that's why I just try to stick with the King James Version, because I get that it's full of hijack, but also at the same time, I'll trust my dragon clarity to present you the drop for you to go dig on it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We're speaking this mystery Babylon. I'll trust, that Hawa will bless me with clarity to kind of dial that in for you, so that you can do the homework. But I know I have to use a certain type of logos that can reach a large people that affect, logos that affects us all. And the King James Version is that logos, unfortunately. Now we get to the next part of the drop, right? The next part of the drop is about being, talking about being gruent. What's a gruent? Right? It's a lost verb. Let's dig on it, because gruent is a lost verb, meaning from gruere or ruere, meaning to fall, rush, traces to the pi guerrero, I think I'm saying that right, to rush in, right? Now what happened during the Exodus? The walls rushed in on Pharaoh, right? Okay, so let's dig congruent, right? Congruent is an adjective, early 15th century, same time period. Once again, is everybody paying that attention? Right? Suitable, proper, harmoniously joined or related, from Latin congrutum, nominative congruens, meaning agreeing, fit, suitable, present participle of congruere, agree, correspond with, literally, to come together, right? From a simulated form of come together, we got that, the con, right? And a what? a lost verb, right? You have this gruent is a lost verb. We forgot how to solve the equation. We forgot to reconcile, right? We don't know how to do that no more. It's the fall rush, which demonstrates to the pi of this, which means to rush in. Now, let's get some geometry, right? In the geometry sense, capable of being superposed. You know what I'm saying? What's the Superman pose, right? Right? It's a text from 1706. All right, that's that hands on your hips, where, fist balled up, hands on your hips, chest sticking out. But when you dig on it, and I'm pretty sure you've dug on a backspin, you put your body in the shape of a star. All right? You're putting your body, sorry about that. You're putting your body in the shape of a star. Okay. Now, almost there. We almost there. We almost there. We are almost there. Let's get the notes one more again. All righty. So, now, understand that a sinking, right, and a flooding is a matter of perspective in relation to the wave. Okay. If you're at the top of the wave, right, or let me say it this way, if you're sinking, right, sinking rocks the trough or the Thoth, okay, sinking of Atlantis, whereas flooding rocks the crest, right, or Noah Job. So from Thoth's perspective, it's the sinking of Atlantis. On the wave, he's falling. That's why he's the ascended master, but from underneath you, right? And then the flooding, it rocks the crest, right? The crest is the top of the wave, on top of the wave. Okay, and what is the big part of your your identity, right? Like for me, I'm a reed. My shield is important. It's my identity. It's my crest. You see what I'm saying? You see the magic here? Now again, where 2 or 3 agree, I will be there. I will be there also is a riddle. Now we starting to see or understand how 1 + 1 = 2. That's duality, right? And then 1 + 1 = 3. That is polarity. And again, it's based upon how you see the beginning, the seed root of the Fibonacci circle. So what's the conclusion, right? That your tent times, or let's use the simplest form, your tent plus your text equals your gruent, right? It's gruent. Your tent times your text got to be gruent. Okay. It gotta fall in line. All right. Okay. So the text times or plus, just simply tau or marqueur is gruent. That is the what? The construct. Now we're talking about that matrix, right? And again, much ado to natural by law, because he's been really pounding it. Now, the construct. What's a construct? 1660s, right? Put together parts of in their proper place and order, getting order, right? From Latin constructus, past participle, to construere, construere, pile up, right? Together, accumulate, build, make, erect, right? From a simulated form of com, right? Instruere, to pile up, right? Extended form, root of star, S-T-E-R, or steer, meaning to spread. Sense, to devise and form. The mind is from 1755, related constructing. Now the noun, now check this out, it doesn't pop up until when? 1871. What's the, you know what? I don't feel like doing it in my head. What is that? 100, 200, so 221 years later, right? It don't pop up at the construct, the verb don't become a noun. All right, and what's the construct? Now check out. Look, notice what it states about the construct. All right, in linguistics, a group of words forming a phrase. What do we call that, people? That is casting a spell. All right, or what do you call that? A sentence. And you go before the judge, and he sentences you, right? He gives you what? A construct by putting you in the construct. Yeah, J-O and J-O and J-O, right? We're only talking the con. 1890s. Now check out. In psychology, object in the mind formed by sense impressions, right? Object in the mind. It's not the subject in the mind, it's the object in the mind. And it's not the object in the thought, it's the object in the mind, right? Talking about sense impressions. And what did Morpheus tell Neo in when they were in the construct, right? Neo grabbed that chair and he said, "This isn't real." And what did Morpheus say? What is real? Is it just simply what the sense impressions that you have in your mind bone? Is that reality to you? Or is it more? Right? In 1933, in the general sense of anything constructed from construct the verb or a derived adjective with altered pronunciations to distinguish the noun from the verb, as with produce, detail, project, compress, etc. Right? All right. Okay. So let's get the pie as we dismount. I don't want to keep anybody longer than I have to for this. So we're gonna wrap this up real quick. Okay. Stare, right? The steer or the stare, meaning to spread. It forms all over part of consternation, construct, construction, destroy, right? Destruction, right? Industry, instruction, instruct, instrument, obstruction, right? Perestroika, prostrate, like prostrate, right? Sternum, chest bone, right? Look at this, strain, noun, race, stock, or line. Right, it's the only thing in here with the definition in this pie. But you also get what? Stratagem, strategy, right? You also get what? Stratigraphy, excuse me, the stratosphere, right? This is where they're doing all that harp, right? Remember I told you that harp was going to play a role later on. Well, here we go, full circle, because that's exactly what they do. They use harp to what? Hit the construct, man. The stratosphere. Operation Fishbowl, right? The stratum, the stratus straw, right? They always like, what's a straw man argument? It's a construct, right? And you almost stray. The hijack likes to what? Lead you astray, right? I'm talking about street, you know what I'm saying? This is my block, right? Bun B. You know what I'm saying? Stroma, structure, substrate, substratum, substructure. Okay? Alright. So we're only talking structure. We're talking about the construct, right? But real quick, just kind of bring it home. Remember, what's a cloud? A cloud is what? A mass of rocks, right? It says in the minor sense, a rain cloud mass of evaporated water visible and suspended in the sky. Okay, right? Is a metaphoric extension that begins to appear in 1300s, Sirsa, right? In southern texts. What southern text? What south are you talking about? You know, based on similarities of the cumulus cloud and rock masses. The usual Old English word for cloud was welkin, right? Sea welkin, right? But if you notice, looking in the old, weokan, right? Kin, con, it's all the same. In Middle English, sky also originally meant cloud, okay? The last entry for cloud in the original rock mass sense in the Middle English compendium is when? Circa 1475. So let's just do the timeline real quick. Real quick. You get Doom Diverses, 1452. The Fall of the Byzantine Empire, 1453. 1475, you get the changing of what a cloud is. 1492. No, let me add another year in there, because you also got what, 1488. That's when you got Abraham Levi, the rabbi, and Bertinaro, calling you a beta Israel and a philosopher and all these other derogatory terms. And despite them having a map of what they call the known world, everything they're talking about is about you right here in America, right? And then you get into the 1500s with all those shenanigans with Bacon and Cortez, and come on, man, let's stop the play. Don't if we don't do nothing else when it comes down to this season, man. We're not rocking these poop sandwiches, man, and I don't mean to hurt no feelings, cause I love y'all, but I'm just gonna be very, very not tolerant of bullshit, cause we ain't got time. And I'm tired of repeating the same stupid, right? And then he goes on. So you can dig on the connections here, right? You can dig on the connections here. So just to dismount real quick, we're going to get into this, because this is where he was in what? The construct, okay? The construct. And if you dig on it, what you don't realize what's going on here is this in this scene, and really why this whole story makes more sense. And again, big ups. This is Agent Smith in the construct when this goes down. Now, remember, if the agent is not active, right? Then when they put him in the construct, this is him. This is how he's so aware of who Morpheus is and why he sees Morpheus as the what's name. But he can't control himself, right? Because he's in the construct now. But it all goes back to the beginning of how this all starts when he first goes into the scene, right? So just to make sure we got our bases covered, fair use, all up in your caboose bone. Okay, the views and opinions expressed in the media or comment on this channel are those of the speaker, myself, okay, or others, and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster. Alrighty, due to the social natures of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or persons. This channel's owner claims no copyright to said content. The broadcaster of this channel cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. The broadcaster of this channel is a messenger. I'm an angel. Send me an angel, right? And a sharer, right, of information, and strives to verify, but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyright or completeness of the information on this channel. Okay, and so on and so forth. So, real quick, we're gonna dial back my Jazz New York. Close that out real quick. Yeah, I was getting it in. Appreciate y'all did a great job, fellas. You did a great job holding it down on the music, on the ones and twos. Let's end on this note for our dismount. All right. Hope it's not too loud. All right. First and foremost, the scene starts off with what? Okay. The scene starts off with showing you this straw man of what? The red man. All right. This is how the scene starts. Hijack 101. Yeah, you know, because you gotta get a commercial, gotta be hijacked. All right, let's get it again.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we were trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy.
Get it again.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we were trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again. Who's it?
You got it. All right. Now again, fair use all up in your caboose, man. All right. This is definitely for educational purposes. Now, did you catch what he said in the beginning? If you're plugged in, then you're a part of the system. And when they are in the construct, even though there's on their ships, guess what? They're still in the system. So, and if you catch the story, who created this program? The program that was created with the woman in the red dress. That was to do what? Mouse, right? The rat. When you hear the rat, he didn't realize he did something wrong. He makes his program, and you know he makes the woman in the red dress just fucking around. But then, but in doing so, the just like the train station, the train dude in the other movies, when Neo was stuck in between worlds. Well, from the agent's perspective, every time they do this program and he's not activated in the Matrix, he's stuck there under control. He hears everything that's going on in this conversation. But because, again, you have to go back to who? Cypher, right? Or Lucifer, where he is able to, what do he say? He can see, he can break the code, but he can't break all of it. It's too much information. And that's just sitting up there on the ship. So he can see the Matrix like Neo sees the Matrix once he, becomes Neo, right? Well, understand that it doesn't make sense when later on in the movie he has this scene with Agent Smith eating steak. You're like, well, how is that possible? Only for them to confirm that he's on the ship, right? Well, that's exactly it, because he's the only one that realizes that the construct is still connected to the Matrix. He's the only one with the drop. This is why he's like, I want to get plugged back in. So just wanted to kind of give you that tidbit to understand some deeper meaning, the esoteric and the exoteric, when it comes down to this scene. And now all of a sudden, all these other conversations later on becomes more important. This is why when Morpheus get captured, he is trying to hack his mind for the codes of Zion, something Cypher don't have, but only ship captains do, right? Because he's trying to get into what? The mainframe, Zion's mainframe. That's his whole point. It's his whole goal. Okay? So I hope you like this. Draconology 101. Just make sure there ain't no hijack, man. Again, that was fair use all of your boost bone. And again, we're only talking dragons, right? We are only talking dragons. But always remember, when you've eliminated all, which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. And that's why this is an investigation. And this is why we're in the search for the indigenous truth. Dodging all hijacks, all poo sandwiches. Vibrate. Activate. Choose up. Peace.